Welcome, my peoples on YouTube. And this is Tony Winston with Jazz Piano College, following up on my last video, which was open voicings on giant steps. And today I'm going to look at some improv. And I thought one interesting thing about this song is, and I'm going to skip over the first part and just go towards the kind of the second half of the song where it's just doing these 2-5-1s. I think the first one is F minor to B flat, E flat, yes. And then we have one here. So 4 sets of 2-5-1s. And of course, the way you typically practice 2-5-1s when you're starting off is to play a line that fits over the 2-5-1. Let's take F minor, the 2-5-1 and E flat just to do something. And typically you start at the beginning of the 2 chord and you end somewhere around when you come in on the 1 chord. So something like that maybe. And then if you were to continue doing that on each 2-5-1, you keep up coming up with things like this. And then the next one. And the last one. Okay, typical, but it sounds kind of academic to do that. So something to try would be to do the 2-5-1 and kind of stop there someplace on the 5 chord, and then start a new phrase on the 1 chord, going to the 2 of the next 2-5-1. Every case here in this section of the song, it will always be a tritone away from the 1 chord. In other words, you do a 2-5-1 in E flat, and then you move a tritone. I talked about this in the last video to get to that one. So you're connecting. What you're trying to connect melodically is the E flat to the A minor. Now, do those chords sound like they go together? Not at all, but there's plenty of ways to connect them. All right, just go right into it. All right, now what did I do there? I did some kind of an E flat thing. I ended up there, and then I just went a half step to the 9th. It's a nice color sensitive extension, whatever the fuck you want to call it. It's just a good note to go to. So especially when you're trying to connect something exotic like this. Then do the same thing here on G. You're going to be going from G to C sharp. And there I'm kind of carrying out the idea. The very last 2-5-1 is a C sharp to an F sharp. I did something like, and then started just the way the song starts on the 1 chord. And then goes, to a kind of an unrelated chord there. So, I hope you can grasp that concept. It's really not too difficult. Let me just briefly explain it again. You're doing 4 sets of 2-5-1s. And after each one, you jump a tritone to get to the next one. And what you're going to try to make your phrases go over is the 2 and the 5, and then a little bit of a break, a rest, and then try to put the next phrase over the 1 chord and the start of the next 2-5-1. So first 2 and 5, and then the 1 going to the next 2. And the 1 goes, got a whole measure of that, so you can do 8 notes. You can do the whole scale. And then, keep it going a little bit. And then start the next one here on the 1 chord, which is G. And that's a C sharp there. I went from G to C sharp. So hopefully that makes sense. And since when I edit this video, I'll probably say, well, that's not really very clear. I'll put some graphics down there below to try to make it a little bit more obvious. I'll just take that section of the song one more time and try to do what I was talking about. Sorry, I went to the wrong chord there. But you get the idea. And once again, thank you, folks. Hit the subscribe button. Give me one of these. Ring the bell. And hey, if you have a few extra bucks laying around, want to support the channel, I have a Patreon link down there. I've got several subscribers now, so thank you very much, and I'll see you again real soon.